Hello and welcome to Griffo's Retro Gaming, and today my video is about spotting the difference between a fake and a real Game Boy cartridge. Now, a certain high street chain has started selling original Game Boy games, and if you've been following a lot of YouTubers' videos, you'll know that this certain chain has accusations of selling fakes. Whether it's deliberate or they've been duped, we don't know. Here's my 5 tips on how to spot a fake. Number 1 is the sticker and the quality. So I touched upon this on a previous video when looking at Nintendo DS cartridges. Well, it's pretty much the same for the original Game Boy cartridges. I have Pokemon Crystal, which is a clear fake, and I'll tell you why in a moment, but the quality of the sticker on that is atrocious. It's lopsided. It looks like they couldn't be bothered just to get it out nice and quick and take your money off you. But that is a surefire way. The Nintendo ones will always be pixel perfect. Miles better quality. Tip number 2 is on a fake, at the top it just says Game Boy, where on a real one it says Nintendo Game Boy, and it will always say Nintendo Game Boy on it. A lot of the fakes do just say Game Boy or Game straight away. If your cartridge has that, it's a fake. Also, on an original cartridge, it has a star-shaped screw. I've had a bit of bother trying to get a screwdriver to open it, so I know that it's quite unique to Nintendo. I think a few of the companies used it as well, like I think the Mega Drive ones were pretty much the same as well. The fake ones, I have 2, both used a Phillips screw. So yeah, that's a surefire way as well that it's going to be a fake. Okay. Tip number 3 is, again, going back to a previous video on the DS cartridges. Now, this is me personally. The US rating system, on the Pokemon games especially, they're the ones that tend to be faked the most, along with Zelda. The Pokemon ones tend to have E on the age rating. That stands for everyone. Now, that's the US rating system, ESRB as they call it. Whenever I don't collect US cartridges because they get faked quite a lot, so whenever I see that E, I stay well away. I'm not saying you should, I'm just saying it's a surefire way of not getting a fake. There's not many of the original Game Boys cartridges that are PAL fakes. There will be some flying about, but the majority are US. So, tip number 4. On my fake cartridges, now I've got a Pokemon Jade, never released, never even produced. It's got a fake Pokemon on, no one knows. Clearly a fake. And the Pokemon Crystal one, which when you compare it to a real one, you can see the obvious difference. This was released for the Game Boy Color, so it has the Game Boy Color cartridge, as opposed to the old style Game Boy cartridges. Also, it's I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's got a glittery sort of effect on it. Well, that's just a plain grey original cartridge. So both clear fakes, to be fair, but that's good for the purposes of this video. Now, you might hear or you might read about something known as a black blob that's in the cartridges. Without getting too technical, there's black blob in the Pokemon Jade. and in the Pokemon Crystal, if I can get this off. There we go. Got another black blob just where my finger is. Now, this is something to do with making it easier to produce compared to a real cartridge. I've got a Zelda, and that's an original Zelda. It's got a different battery holding on it as well, where the fake one uses, to be honest, quite an easy one to get the battery out and in again, where with that one you'd need to solder it back in, which isn't much use after a few times. But yeah, going back to the black blob, that usually signifies a fake. They use that in a variety of cartridges, like the SNES and the NES cartridges, the fakes that is. However, I must say that this is an original Tetris game which I got with my Game Boy back in 1991 for Christmas, a long time ago. Now if I take that off, it's got a black blob on it. Now I didn't know this until I looked it up. The Tetris cartridge, as far as I can read up on and that I've seen, is the only original cartridge so far, like I said, that I've spotted, that has the black blob. A lot of people put it down to the fact that it was so mass produced that Nintendo did the black blob on it just to keep the costs down of the cartridge. Please though, if you know of any other original cartridges with a black blob in, please get in touch and let me know. I'd love to know, but as far as I'm aware, it is just the Tetris cartridge. So that is a surefire way of knowing it's a fake, barring Tetris. There's a Dr. Mario, which doesn't have a battery because you don't save the game on it. Quite simplistic, but as with all the cartridges, it would say Nintendo on the board somewhere, whereas a fake, just to show you, that's something else as well. Getting the board out of a fake game is quite tricky as well because they're not cut perfectly, but you probably won't see on there, but nowhere on the board does it say Nintendo. Tip number 5, again, is if you see a cartridge that's on eBay, that's on a local selling group, and the price is too good to be true, it usually is. You sometimes come lucky, but a lot of people are savvy to the prices of games these days, and they will try and give you what looks like a decent copy for £10 less or so you buy it. Don't be duped. So that's my 5 tips on how to spot a fake Game Boy cartridge. I hope you liked the video. I hope it helps you out. If you have any questions, then please get in touch. I'm always here to help.